A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth, Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea. Speaking to you all from the University of the West Indies in St. Augustine on this rainy, cloudy day, brothers and sisters, in the month of October 2019. Brothers and sisters, I was watching a video recently concerning a guy from America. I think he's from India, but he lives in America. And once he did come to my beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago. His name is Deepak. Kappa. Let me spell his name. His first name D-W-E-E-W-P-A-K. D-W-P-A-K C-H-O-P-P-R-A. Kappa. He is saying there is evidence of reincarnation. I have listened to him very carefully with key interest. I have watched his video. By the way, I just want to thank him for coming to Trinidad many years ago. And I welcome him if he come to Trinidad many times. But his philosophy, I do not accept. But paying a visit to my country, I welcome. No problem with that. Having said so, my dear brothers and sisters, I know he came at my country, Trinidad and Tobago, years ago to give a lecture. Maybe it's on the said reincarnation or on different philosophies. Any case, the point is, he have a big following in the world, and he's the author of many books. They say he's one of the New Age guru in America. I know he's not a Christian because he believes in reincarnation, because his upbringing from India, Hinduism. Another teaching he embraced along with Hinduism. But I just want to tell him, he is saying there is evidence of reincarnation. My dear sir, my dear friend, and my learned friend, because I know that he was an academic, which means a college boy or a university boy. Maybe you have a PhD or MA. Nothing wrong with that, or a bachelor degree. I just want to say, my learned friend, but of course you are not learning the Bible, right? But I mean academically. In that context, what I'm saying, you are wrong. There is no scientific evidence to prove reincarnation exists, because reincarnation are false, my dear friend. My dear friend, people doesn't reincarnate and people doesn't take rebirths. That's a fallacy and that's a lie. You see, God creates you a human being, and when you die a human being, he would resurrect you back a human being. Brothers and sisters. Right? But of course the Bible says those who live a righteous life, they will get a new body. So they will not be a human being, they will be a spirit being. But right now, in the future resurrection, but right now we are not spirit beings. I'm just still teaching you what the Bible says. You have to ask yourself, my dear friend, that the teaching of reincarnation is that people take different rebirths. They teach that people is not the body, but people is a spirit in the body. And when the body dies, the spirit take birth in other bodies. But you're not seeing the spirit, because they teach you is a spirit, but that spirit don't have no ability to take on a solid operation. That is false, brothers and sisters. You see, if God had created us a spirit being living in a body, and when the body die, no need for reincarnation, because God had created spirit, your spirit, with the ability to take a solid operation, and you appear and talking to your loved ones. No need to go in a physical body. So they're saying that the physical body, this spirit being, could only remain invisible but taking birth in body. But so you can only see the physical, but the spirit is in the physical, but that spirit cannot take operation and you can't see it. You can only hear the spirit talking inside the physical body. There's no sense in that. So therefore that proves reincarnation is false. And how it is, the teaching of reincarnation, my dear friend, is that you could take rebirths like a dog or animal. But if you listen, I want you to make a close observation, my dear friend. All the videos on YouTube and all the children that are talking that they live in past lives, and all the researchers that are doing research, how is only human beings are going to? So if the theory of reincarnation is true, it shows you there's no transparency in that doctrine, because that doctrine is only manifested in one aspect. But the teaching is teach that you can reincarnate as animal. Have anybody reincarnate as animal? Because all the researchers is only interviewing people and families and young boys and girls who claim they reincarnate. But I ain't not seen none of the researchers in reincarnation interviewing the animals, the dog and the goat, who say they live in a past life, but now they're in a donkey. The spirit is in a donkey, but they're talking if they reincarnated in India, they're talking in English language. If they reincarnate in China, they're talking in a Chinese language, but through an animal. You're not seeing that. Why come the doctrine of reincarnation is only manifested in one aspect, but not in the full manifest aspect as the doctrine teach? You are not seeing that. So you tell us something is fishy there, and the doctrine is not right. But no one haven't taught you that. You haven't seen that. And now what I have just explained to you, my dear friend, is a bombshell to you. But the only how you could see what I say is true, if you sit down and you humble yourself, you will say, you know, what this little Christian boy Eric Braxton is saying is true. How come it's only people saying they're reincarnated? But the doctrine of reincarnation, according to the Bhagavad Gita, you could take birth like in the form of a plant. Okay? Well, how if the person take form, if the spirit have rebirth, if the person have rebirth now, according to the negative karma, evil karma, and they take birth as a tree, how come the researcher not going and talking to the tree and hearing a voice from the tree, and the tree saying, you know, I live in India, but now I live a bad life when I was in there, but because of my bad karma, I incarnate as a tree. And the tree talking to he, because you're not seeing that. Why it is not so? And I'm teaching you all that. So I tell you that something is wrong, my dear friend. And I want you to look at that, and you will see that reincarnation is false, my dear friend. So in that sense, there's no scientific evidence to prove reincarnation is true. So then you will say, all these people all over the world who doesn't know one another, and all these little boys and girls who can't even spell the name but talking about previous life and giving accurate information, how can we know this accurate information? Because when the researchers check it, it's true. Well, someone is giving them that information, and they are just repeating it, so it will look like they live in past lives, my dear friends. But human beings doesn't reincarnate, because reincarnation is false, my dear friend. My dear friend, I want you to know that. So there is no scientific evidence to prove reincarnation is true. Resurrection is true, because Christ resurrected Lazarus, and he resurrected a few other people in the scriptures. Resurrection is true, not reincarnation and not rebirths. Incarnation is true, because Christ was God, is God, but he left heaven as a spirit being and incarnate in flesh. Incarnation, not reincarnation, right? So don't mind reincarnation is popular in the world today. There is no scientific evidence to prove reincarnation exists, because reincarnation is false. As I told you, the doctrine of reincarnation is that you are spirit in a body, you know. They teach you are not a body, but that spirit only, it could only remain invisible. Well, if that is so, my dear friend, it is not so. But I'm showing you, if that was so, no, when the body die and the spirit come out, no need for it to go in our next body. It had the ability to take on an operation, and your operation, and you remain in an operation form, and you're coming back to your loved ones and talking to them, because you're no longer in flesh and blood now. You're in a spirit form, and everybody's seeing you. You see, it is a lie. That is a lie. But the teaching is the spirit reincarnating back in physical body. That's a lie. But you're not seeing the spirit. So when the person say he live in India, as John Thompson, and he died, but he incarnate in China now, you're seeing he in a Chinese body as a Chinese man, but you're not seeing his spirit. But you can only hear the spirit inside the physical body, claiming that the same spirit live in an Indian body, that he live in India and die. That doesn't make sense. Because if God had created a spirit being in a body, when the physical body die and rotten, you'll be outside now as a spirit being, and God will not make it go back in no physical body. Now we'll have the ability to take on an operation and appear solid and talk to people, and that'll be taking place all over the world. But are we seeing that? No. Right. So it means that God did not create, you know the reason why you're not seeing that? Because it means that God did not create a spirit being in a physical body. It means we are flesh and blood. So when we die, we're rotten away, and you're not seeing us again until a resurrection, when God will resurrect us out of the grave. That's what the scriptures teach. So resurrection is up. You see? So reincarnation is a lie, but resurrection is true. The reason why we are flesh and blood, the breath of life is in us. When I go back to God, which is the other wind, you who is flesh and blood rotten, because we decompose. Look, the dead dog rotting. Look, the dead man stinking, rotting. And it wither away, and we go back to the earth, because thus we are, and thus we are unto dust return. You are seeing us away. You are seeing the fleshly person again, because he buried and rotten. You see? You're not seeing him again. But God had the ability to resurrect that person back in a physical body. When the time comes in the resurrection, when you will see him, that's what the scriptures teach. That's what the scriptures teach. So reincarnation is false, and we is no spirit in nobody. But so the resurrection is true. We are flesh and blood, no spirit being. But according to the false teaching of reincarnation, let me help me debunk it again, brothers and sisters. If God did create a spirit being in the body, and this physical body dead and rotten, now I outside as a spirit being now, and I had the body to take on an operation. And look, I walking back home to my sister. Hi, sister. Look, I come back in an operation form, and I sitting down and talking, and I go on by my neighbor. She going on in negotiation and hugging she up, and everybody see me coming back in operation form. I don't have to reincarnate in no physical body again, because in a spirit form everybody seeing me. But is you seeing that any part of the world? The answer is no. So it means God did not create us that way as a spirit being. Are you all getting the message, boys and girls? Are you all learning something out of that? All you understanding the message? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yes. Oh yes. And this is what I'm saying, my dear friend, my learned friend. This is what I'm saying. Understand what I'm teaching you. Humble yourself and listen what Eric Braxton are teaching you. This little Christian boy way down in Trinidad and Tobago. I mightn't have the PhD and the MA and the doctorate like you, but what I'm teaching you is true. And all that teaching that you have read over the years and accepted as true as reincarnation is false. And those study your learned colleagues like you, who come from the same university like you, who you're knocking glass on a weekend with, and who hold on the teaching of reincarnation. What they're teaching you is false. What I teaching you is true, my dear friend. What I teaching you is true, my dear friend. And I want to end it at that note. So shalom peace. In this first part video, I will have much to say to you in part 2 and part 3 when that time comes. So have a nice day, my friend. Shalom peace. This is your little Christian brother way down in Trinidad and Tobago that you visited years ago. Welcome, my dear friend. Shalom peace. See you on the next video soon. Bye bye, my friends.